A year and a half of investigations and weeks of testimony have all led up to this. George Zimmerman entering the courtroom for what could be the final day of his murder trial. In just hours, a jury of 6 women will start deciding whether or not he committed a crime when he shot and killed Trayvon Martin.
It is day 23 of his trial, and the defense is taking center stage today with their closing arguments. Our Ryan Raish is following every word live in Sanford. He joins us now with the latest. Good afternoon, Ryan.
Yeah, defense attorney Mark O'Mara went about 3 hours summing up his case and picking apart the states. This was his last chance to convince the jury that George Zimmerman killed Trayvon Martin in self-defense.
Do not presume, do not assume, and do not give anybody the benefit of any doubt except for George Zimmerman.
In a distinctly different style than the prosecution, defense attorney Mark O'Mara chose a calm and subdued tone for his final pitch.
George Zimmerman is not guilty if you have just a reasonable doubt that he acted in self-defense.
O'Mara started by trying to break down any impressions jurors may have of his client, George Zimmerman, the man whose fate lies in their hands. Most of his closing argument focused on what he feels is a clear lack of evidence to convict Zimmerman of second-degree murder.
If you have to presume something, you don't know it. And if you don't know it, it hasn't been proven. And if it hasn't been proven, as the instruction tells you, it's just not there.
For the first time, jurors watched the short 3D animation of the defense's version of what happened in that deadly fight. It shows Trayvon Martin straddling Zimmerman, a point the state tried to fight early on in the trial, but later seemed to give up and agree that Martin was on top. Later, O'Mara made a clever request to the jury.
Try not to do much, starting now.
The court sat in silence for 4 minutes, the amount of time the defense argues Martin had to run home if he felt scared or threatened that night. It brought out O'Mara's first fiery moment.
And when the state told you that he had no decisions, they dared to tell you that Trayvon Martin had no decisions, that my client planned this? Really? 4 minutes. 4 minutes of planning.
Now, if the jury finds any reasonable doubt in the state's story, they will be instructed to find George Zimmerman not guilty. Now, any moment now, the state prosecutor, assistant prosecutor John Guy, he's the same one who delivered that powerful opening statement. He's going to get back up and deliver somewhat of a rebuttal. Shouldn't last longer than an hour. So the state gets the last word, and then it goes to jury instructions. Who knows if they're going to break for lunch? Usually they do, but in this case, they might have a working lunch if they decide to go right to jury deliberations. But that will happen right after jury instructions, so they should get this case within a matter of hours. Live in Sanford, Ryan Raish, ABC Action.